I've been flying the DJI Avata 2 for over a year, and I've gotten pretty good at it, if I do say so myself. But I've always wondered what it would be like to fly a real FPV drone. No DJI hand-holding, no help this drone is falling out of the sky panic button, just raw FPV skills. And today, it's time to do that. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Now, going into this, I knew it wouldn't be as easy as ordering a drone, pulling it out of the box, and starting to fly. To start with, I spent days watching dozens of YouTube videos trying to figure out what kind of FPV drone I should get, what kind of batteries I needed, and all the random accessories to go with it. And it was at this point I realized this was not going to be nearly as simple as it seemed. But it was a new challenge I wanted to conquer, so I ordered what I needed from every corner of the internet, mostly just from Amazon, and waited for it to arrive. And now that I've assembled everything, it's time to get to work. Now, you can't just pull a drone like this out of the box, charge the batteries, and start flying it like you would with a DJI drone. First of all, charging the batteries. These are the batteries for FPV drones. There's all kinds of different ones, and if you don't charge them just the right way, they can literally explode into flames and light your house on fire. So hopefully I have all the settings on this charger set right, but just to be sure, I'm gonna be charging it in this special fireproof LiPo charging bag and charging it outside for the first time just to make sure. This charger is so absolutely confusing. What is the safe 1C charging rate for a 1600 milliamp hour 6S LiPo battery?
So a safe 1C charging rate basically means you're charging the battery at
3 hours later.
So now we have a charged battery, didn't burn anything down, and it is time to plug the drone in for the very first time. And apparently you're supposed to plug in this little smoke stopper board between your drone and the battery when you plug it in for the first time to make sure that something isn't shorting out. So plug this into the drone, and we'll plug the battery into this. And there we go. It's alive, it's making noises. I don't know what those noises mean. We have a green light on the smoke stopper, so apparently nothing shorted out in the drone. I didn't really think there would be, but okay, good. Now what do we do? Now, we still can't fly this. I still need to pair it to the goggles and remote. So that's the next job to work on. Hold this down until this starts beeping, and nothing's happening. You put both of these in binding mode, and there we go. I can see the feed from the drone in the goggles. Now that I had successfully connected the goggles and remote, it was time to connect the drone to my computer and make sure that all the settings were set up correctly in an app called Betaflight. I just realized I need to download Betaflight. I have to take the side panel off of the drone so that I can connect the USB-C cable. This is getting complicated. Okay, now we finally should be able to plug this into Betaflight. That is lighting up. Okay, configuration. This is really complicated. I watched a tutorial on this, but I have no idea what's going on here. Looks like back to the tutorials. And after programming the drone in Betaflight, installing the props, adding the battery straps, and adjusting the camera angle, it was time to fly. Now, it is getting a bit late, and this is not exactly a gigantic open field, but I really want to fly this quad tonight, and so I'm just going to go ahead and go for it. Hopefully that'll be okay. I am a little nervous because I've never flown something like this before. It has these gigantic exposed props, but hopefully my Avata flying experience transfers over and I don't destroy anything. All right, well, it's real. We're actually doing this. I am a little bit nervous. If I can get through this first flight without crashing, I'll consider that a win. Anyway, let's go. So we are going to take off in angle mode. We are going to arm the drone and start recording. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Okay, very chill in angle mode. Basically like an Avata in GPS mode, but without the GPS. And I'm going to flip over into acro mode. And we are flying. Wow, already going 50 miles an hour. This is insane. Whee! Don't crash, don't crash. Ooh, we're already getting low on signal, okay. This is actually super easy to fly. Flies just like an Avata, except faster. Wow, this is fun. Wow, the amount of power you have is insane. Let's just flatten out a bit to where we're going slower. 10 miles an hour, we're gonna do a throttle punch. Ooh, wow, okay. That made the battery go down lower than we want to. This is a ton of fun. We're just like chilling at 60 miles an hour here. On the Avata, you'd be lucky to get 40 here. Okay, let's drop right down in here and then punch. Oh yeah, you definitely have the power to punch out of bad situations. Now, I did not set my rates to be the same as the Avata, so that might be part of what's making it so flippy. Yeah, it definitely flies a bit different. It's totally fun though. Here, I wonder if I can go behind this tree. Wow, we went behind that. That's amazing. It took me a long time to do that with the Avata. Man, we're moving so much faster than with the Avata though. Man, this throttle is crazy. You can just... Whoa, I could never do that with an Avata. That is so cool. And it just like has a lot of authority. Like in Avata, you punch the throttle all the way when you're kind of falling. Like right here. It would tend to like go off to the side or nosedive or something. But with this, it never does that. It just is locked in. That's incredible. All you real FPV pilots who have been flying these for a long time are probably laughing at me because I'm so surprised by this. But whoa! Let's try to dive between these trees. This is fun. Okay, looks like we're at about 3.5 volts. One more run up this ridge line. 3.4. Okay, yeah, we definitely need to bring it in here. Just under 3.5. Just gonna go up here. Beautiful sunset over there. And it's a lot more floaty than an Avata. That's really interesting. We even got our home point direction, which is pretty cool. Now we've got to figure out how to land the thing. Whee! How do you do this? Okay, for now, I am going to put it in angled mode. And bring it in hopefully between these trees. Oh no, we hit a leaf. Oh no. Something went very wrong. It looks like I toasted the battery. On my first flight, we are down to 1.1 volts. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna go and unplug that. Okay, so that was not ideal by any means. Didn't crash the drone, just clipped a few leaves with it, but I think this battery might be toast because it's a little bit warm. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be warm, maybe it is, but I definitely ran it below the proper voltage, and that probably damaged the battery. I think it should have. I thought I was keeping an eye on it. It was like 3.4 volts. I think it can go down to 3.2, I thought. But by the time it landed, it was 1.6. I don't know what went wrong, but I guess this is part of FPV, is toasting batteries. At least they're $30 instead of $100. Well, that was an interesting first flight.
As it turns out, by some miracle, the battery wasn't entirely destroyed, so I was back to flying the next day. By now, I had programmed in my rates from the Avata to make it feel more familiar, and I well learned my lesson to keep an eagle's eye on the battery voltage.
Hello, we are connected. I think I may try hand launching this time. I don't know, it's a really bad idea. Here's a chunk of a log. I don't know if this is an approved FPV drone launching pad, but we'll try it. Looks like our battery pack is doing relatively okay. Been flying for about a minute. Let's see what we can catch up here on the top. Ooh, some nice fall colors over there. Yeah, let's go. Cutting right down in here. Now we are getting a little bit on the red line of signal strength. This is something I like to do with the Avata, is drop down through this field. Oh, look at this. We got the sun out. Let's go right up through here. We're going to take advantage of this beautiful sun and just skim the tops of these trees. Go right in through here. Woo! Okay, we're at 3.6. This time we're actually going to land at 3.5. But we are going to go up for one more little joyride on the hill here. Dive back down and land at 3.5 on the dot. Wow, we're still up at 3.65. Okay, not too bad. See if we can fit it under this tree right here. Whew, throttle control is much trickier than on the Avata. Honestly, pretty precise. So if you just slow down your flying a little bit, we're gonna go for it. Woo! I'm almost more confident with this than the Avata. It's just the second flight. This is crazy, crazy work. Still at 3.6, we've been flying for 7 minutes. That's crazy. I love flying this thing. Okay, so we are now going to just bring it in and disarm. Yeah, 9 minutes and 23 seconds. Not bad flight time. Of course, I was cruising pretty gentle for a lot of it, but still brought it in at 3.5, and we apparently didn't totally cook that battery because it worked fine. So, and if you're wondering what the drone I've been flying in this video is, it is the JEP RC Vapor D5. It's been nothing but great. I think this is one of the best value and probably just best overall real 5-inch FPV drones to get started with. And I'll put a link to where I got this drone down in the description, along with all the other FPV gear and accessories that I used in this video. So since the first couple flights with this drone, I've flown it a ton, gotten some great shots with it, crashed it a gazillion times, and there are a few things I've found. First, this drone is tough. Way tougher than an Avata or anything similar. I've crashed this FPV drone directly into trees, all kinds of crazy things. Right now it's like covered in dirt. I should probably clean it. But all in all, there's been no damage to it aside from some bent props. In fact, this prop is bent at like a 90-degree angle, and it still flew with the bent prop. Second, the level of control you get with a real FPV drone is way better than with an Avata because you have plenty of power to punch out of bad situations, and all in all have a lot more control authority. I've never once had it try to flip over like an Avata will when turning or pulling out of a dive, even with way crazier maneuvers than you would ever try to pull with an Avata. And it's also way faster, which lets you get faster shots over long distances without having to speed the footage up. And third, I found a real FPV drone isn't really any harder to fly than an Avata in manual mode. All the controls and experience carry over pretty seamlessly. The one thing that is a lot harder is learning how to take off and especially land, because you can't just flip it over into GPS mode and land it that way. You have to manually fly the drone from the moment you take off until you land. You can either cut the props and just drop the drone into the grass, or switch it into angle mode and fly it towards you and then just cut the props and catch it out of the air. And the fourth thing I found is that charging and managing the batteries is way harder. You have to make sure to not leave them charged for too long to not damage them, because they won't auto discharge like DJI batteries, and you have to monitor the voltage while you're flying, and also you just get shorter flight times. This definitely does make it a bit more challenging, but it is something you can get used to. So all in all, is it worth making the jump to real FPV drones? I would say 100% yes. I barely fly my Avata 2 anymore because this drone is just so much fun to fly. Now, the Avata definitely still has a place. I actually have 2 of them because they do have their own advantages in certain situations, but I absolutely love flying real FPV drones in spite of the challenges. And guys, if you want to shoot cinematic drone videos with whatever drone you have, I've put together a completely free 45-minute drone filmmaking training where I share my top 10 secrets to creating cinematic drone videos, covering the best settings to use, how to compose your shots, how to get smooth dynamic movements, how to edit your videos, how to color grade them, and a whole bunch more. And link to that is down in the description. And if you've enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to see more videos just like this, and I'll see you in the next video.